Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there. So I want to talk to you about, Vivek Ramaswamy is now coming out and saying American culture is horrible, Indian culture is better. Whoa. And this is what he said. And that's why we have everybody's too dumb to work in high tech, which is not true. That's all made up. We've done video after video disproving that. And what this H-1B visa program is about is suppressing the wages, right? And that's, of course, he's a billionaire. That's how billionaires run things.
Jokes, right?
You did?
Yeah.
So here, yeah. So in October of 2024. He was saying that the H-1B visas are a broken system resulting from direct Silicon Valley lobbying and that treats workers like slaves. You want to hear it? Here it is.
Well, a lot of the people who have come here through the H-1B system would tell you, as I would, that it is just a broken system no matter who you're seeking to serve. For example, you want to talk about special interests and lobbying? This is direct Silicon Valley lobbying that said that if you get your H-1B visa and you're hired by one company, you're effectively like a slave. You can't switch to a different company. That's not a free labor market. So there's...
Whoa. Well, Vivek. Looks like the Ramas on the other Swami. Wow. Here we see Vivek at the appropriately titled Brainwashed tour.
Yeah.
Saying he hates the H-1B visa system. That sounds like a con man. The con in con man is about gaining your confidence. That's where con comes from. They gain your confidence by saying the right things at the right time. And that's what he's doing there.
I like to think of it as an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
So much that's broken and bureaucratized. Here's the next question about the H-1B visa system is why the heck do we do it on the basis of a lottery when you could actually just select the very best people? So there's a lot that's broken about the administrative state, the bureaucracy. My general approach is when something's broken in government, you can't really fix it when it's lasted that long. You need to shut it down, start with a blank slate, and rebuild from scratch. And that's just a stylistic point that I've applied to this issue as to any other.
That's not... Kurt, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you hear Vivek and Elon calling to shut down the H-1B visa program and starting with a blank slate?
Mend it, don't end it. That's what I heard. Mend it, don't end it.
Anya Parampel says, just like Vivek scammed his way into a fortune, he scammed MAGA into thinking he was one of them. Elon similarly spent months posing as an immigration hardliner when it came to the border, only to turn around and call MAGA racists when the base threatened his own ability to secure slave labor. Vivek just said H-1B1 is slave labor. He just said that.
Yeah. What are you, racist? You don't want diverse slaves, Jimmy? Racist?
This feels so dirty, she says. Without the American worker, there is no America first. She's 100% right. Ashley St. Clair says, a big shot employment attorney in California called me last night regarding the H-1B visa fraud trafficking of workers. And here's what she said. Ready for this? The market is cornered by visa body shops who apply for 50% of the visas. The economics of it. These body shops are headed by former hiring managers from big tech companies. They bring people to America, rent apartments for them, and house about 10 together in one apartment. They put these...
They call it a body shop?
They call them body shops.
Because
they put these recipients through a 4-week boot camp of basic tech training, fraudulently rewrite their resumes, and teach them how to interview. The body shops land them jobs, primarily at the companies these hiring managers came from, and pay the workers less than half of the money in hand. For example, a job is listed at $200,000 a year salary, but the company is contracted with the body shop, not the H-1B worker. And so the workers actually paid closer to $40 an hour. The body shop pockets most of the money and are making millions by essentially trafficking people. The abuse and fraud must end. So no wonder billionaires love this. No wonder. It's slavery. And they get complete control of their workforce. Complete control. So, by the way, what do you mean? 4 weeks of tech training. It's all it takes to create a Boeing technician. Am I right? Come on.
Yeah. And look, that in $9 an hour.
And everything's working fine over at Boeing. Am I wrong? What's going wrong over there? I mean,
people keep committing suicide.
They're taking guys who are delivering food by scooter in their home country, and that's all it takes to put an airliner together safely here in 4 weeks.
Yeah. Can't argue with results.
So that should have been the end. So playing this video of him saying that should be the end to the argument. But it's not. You know why? Because Donald Trump is agreeing with him. Why? Because Donald Trump is also a billionaire. And they're class loyal.
Probably bought off in some way.
And so now he's being bought off by Elon Musk. What do you mean, Jimmy, bought off? Well, all the money they gave for his campaign. Well, he's not going to run again. Yeah, but Elon Musk had threatened to primary every Republican in Congress just 2 weeks ago, right? And that helped flip on that continuing resolution bill. So Trump knows this. He's like, well, Elon is going to pressure everybody in Congress and screw me. Because the guy, he's got $500 billion. You know how much he can buy any election he wants. So my parents are both computer engineers and have been talking about this for years. They should stop talking about it. There's nothing to worry about. It's the best and brightest. My brother. So this person's making a joke.
Oh, I thought they were like a fake person promoting the.
No, actually, so this person's saying, yeah, my parents are computer engineers, and they've been talking about this program that Ashley St. Clair is talking about. She just talked to that lawyer.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize.
And then Ashley St. Clair came back and said, what do you stop talking about? There's nothing to worry about. It's just the best and the brightest, right? She's making a joke. And then
nice things.
And then Culture War 2020 says, my brother has been a programmer for 30 years and has lost countless jobs to oversee hires. He's also had to train them. They do that. He's also had to train them up on his work before he left, or he wouldn't get his last check. They basically fired him and blackmailed him to stay until he taught the next crew.
I think my friend who got into the business of, shipping American tech kind of jobs, filling in with overseas immigrants, I think this might be what he was doing. That sounds kind of, I didn't really pay attention at the time, but I think this might be what the business is.
Here's one more. Western Lensman says, was not versed on H-1B before the debate broke out. I have spent the last few days ingesting arguments and stories like this from people from various perspectives, including yours, who are versed in this issue. The abuse and corruption of the system, as highlighted here and in other posts, is staggering. Staggering. There are so many challenges that this administration has to deal with, but radical reformation of a very broken H-1B system needs to climb to the priority ladder. I agree. So here's I had a DM with an Indian American who was at one point an immigrant. He says, I actually have cousins that had an easier time finding jobs in America than my brother and I did, because they're American Indians. They just went to regular colleges or a 2-year trade school. They are competent, but not in any way more skilled than your average American graduate. I repeatedly get contacted by Indian recruiters in the banking industry, which is my field. At first, they are enthusiastic when talking about my years of experience, but once they find out that I'm a citizen, they ghost me.
Not interested.
So it's not about diversity. It's actually pretty common for Indians from India to get hired more easily than Indians born in America. Obviously, what Vivek said about culture was nonsense. This is about cheap labor and having employees you can exploit. My cousin used to work for a consulting firm, EY, in India. Her annual salary, $11,000 a year. So you can tell, as you can tell, it doesn't take much money from an American company to lure them away from Indian ones.
You know,
And yes, Indians do largely vote Democrat for a variety of reasons. So that is one more reason that they're brought here.
yeah. In America, we have those. They're called headhunters, and that's in American jobs. That's been a thing for quite a long time. These body shops, I think the difference is getting the visa and all that. But there's
Well,
all these
headhunters don't put people up in an apartment 10 to 1, right?
No, that's the difference of a body shop. A headhunter is just like keeping part of your wages.
Right.
Remember in Heat when the guy gets out of prison and the chef goes, "You kick up half your pay to me." Like he was trying to get a job. It's just like that. Like, am I already an ex-convict that has to take this bad deal?
Well, I had a friend who was a big headhunter, and the way that it worked for him was that the company would pay him like, if they hired his candidate, the company would pay him 3 months of his salary. That's how he got paid.
I think it's progressed the way like interning.
I'm sure it has.
Progressed.
That was back in the late 90s during the .com bubble thing.
Yeah, they figured out how to gamify it.
Yeah. All right, over to Steph. But so there you go. I just want to let everybody know that video from October 2024 should be the end of it. That should be the end of this discussion. They should, according to Vivek, we got to scrap the whole H-1B program and start with a blank slate because the massive abuses are staggering. But that's not what they're proposing. I saw a thing that Elon said, I'm proposing we pay them by more money than American work. Yeah, that's not where it started. That's not where this conversation.
Not even the visa. It's not even the visa.
This conversation started with you telling people to step back and F themselves in their face.
Okay, I did. Now what?
And
I was going to do that anyway, Elon.
I don't see them. I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see them making those changes to the H-1B visa program. Do you? All I see is a tweet once from Elon Musk saying that. Do I see him pushing to make sure that happens? That you have to pay H-1B visa people more money than American workers? Because if it's about getting the best talent, then you'd be willing to pay a little more for the best talent, right? Well, I don't see them really act. Nobody's talking. Trump's not talking about Vivek. All I saw was one tweet from Elon Musk talking about that. So it's all double CK.
I like Truth Social on Trump's
they're dragging him.
Yeah, Matt, that's how it's supposed to be. You're exactly right. The Democrats would fall in line and go, well, of course you pardon your son and lie about China.
That's right.
Introducing him to China. Of course you do that. It's your son. Rule of law and Joe and decency.
Yeah.
They'll do all that shit. But I'm happy to see MAGA people push back at Trump.
MAGA are pushing back against not only Elon and Vivek, but Trump too. Fantastic. This would not happen. This doesn't happen. Not say it wouldn't happen. Does not happen. It didn't happen for 4 years when Joe Biden was president. Nothing. There was no pushback from the Democratic voters or the Democratic politicians, the Progressive Caucus, the Squad, Bernie Sanders. Nothing.
Yeah, Obama's where we transition into Democrats need to fall in line. Or
that's right.
Being racist.
It used to be the old saying used to be Democrats fall in love and Republicans fall in line. Well, it's not. Yeah. Again, the parties have flipped. And now it's the Republicans who fell in love and are pushing back against the people they elected. Yeah. And the Democrats won't. They fall in line. They're good little boys and girls.
It turns out these aren't hard and fast, solid facts of the universe parties. You know, like how gender is. This is like a thing that is just a label that can be flipped at any time. And it is. They used to be called the Democrat Republicans back in the day. Remember that? Democrat dash Republicans. They've become that party again.
Come see us on tour in Los Angeles, Honolulu, Dallas, Texas, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Cohoes, New York, and Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only there.